Hello students, welcome to my next online class. So this is the continuation video on the previous chapter, that is force. So in my previous class we have come across what are force, what are the different effects of force, right? So here in this video we will learn what is equilibrium, when an object is said to be in equilibrium, and few numerical questions, right? So watch the video till the end and don't forget to write the notes in your exercise book. So let's start our class today. Equilibrium of bodies. A body is said to be in equilibrium when a multiple forces is acting on that object, still the object's state is unchanged. That means if an object is at rest, it remains at rest, still some forces are acting on that object. If an object is in motion and multiple forces are acting on that object, still it continues to be in a state of motion. So we say that object is in equilibrium. Now equilibrium can be of two types. One is static equilibrium and one can be of dynamic equilibrium. Static equilibrium means what? When multiple forces, when number of forces are acting on an object and the object is still in its state of rest, then we say that it is in static equilibrium. Like for example, a book, when it is placed on a table, weight is acting in downward direction and reaction force is acting in upward direction. The object is in a state of rest, right? Multiple forces are acting on that object. Similarly, we have seen in a tug of war, when the two side buoys, when they pull with same force, then the center does not move left to right, it be in its fixed point. That means both the forces are balanced. That means when multiple forces are working on that object and all the forces are balanced, the object will remain in a state of rest. That is called a static equilibrium. Dynamic equilibrium means what? When a multiple forces is acting on an object but still the object is in a state of uniform motion, then we say that object is in dynamic equilibrium. Like for example, dynamic equilibrium, when I say, suppose a raindrop. When a raindrop is falling, its weight is acting in downward direction but a frictional force is acting in upward direction. Both the forces are balanced but still the object is, or the raindrops is in its state of motion. So we say that the direction of motion of a raindrop is vertically in downward direction. So here it is in dynamic equilibrium. Also the electrons which is revolving around the nucleus, here electrical charge and positive charge in the nucleus, they are equally balanced. That means this force of attraction provides the necessary centripetal force and the electrons are continuously moving around the nucleus. So we say here the electrons are in dynamic equilibrium, right? So these are the few examples of static equilibrium and dynamic equilibrium. So you need to remember the definition of equilibrium, when a body is said to be in equilibrium. Now there are some conditions of equilibrium. When all the forces acting on an object is said to be as zero, that means when algebraic sum of all the forces acting on an object is zero, so it is said to be in equilibrium. Also we say that when the moment of force acting on an object at a object on a fixed point, if it is equal and opposite, then also it is in equilibrium. Like for example, a beam balance. In a beam balance, when you place a standard stone in one side and a sugar in the other side, if both the standard stone weight and the sugar weight both are balanced, you see the beam balance which we are holding like this, that needle will be fixed, it will not be displaced. But in case if the sugar is more or the weight, that standard weight stone is less, okay, then we'll find that it will rotate in clockwise direction. So when clockwise movement and anti-clockwise movement, when they are equal to each other, in that case also the object is in equilibrium. So based on this, we have few numericals which are very important. Like for example, here there is one seesaw, right? Seesaw is placed and this is a fulcrum. Okay, fulcrum means here it is balancing at this point, both the ends are balanced, right? So if I consider this weight to be as W1 and it's a distance of D1 from the fulcrum, and another weight which is W2 which is at a D2 distance from the fulcrum, okay? So if the seesaw is in equilibrium, then W1 D1 must be equals to W2 D2. That means what I said here, that is anti-clockwise moment must be equals to clockwise moment. Now if this W1 is heavy, then it will rotate like this, right? It will rotate like this. So as it will rotate like this, see, it is an anti-clockwise direction. So this is called anti-clockwise moment must be equals to, and this is heavy, then this will move in this direction, right? So that this will go down, this will go up, that means here you will get a clockwise moment. So when anti-clockwise moment equals to clockwise moment, the object is said to be in here as equilibrium. Now out of these 4 variables, if 3 variables are known, then fourth one can easily we will be finding out, right? So based upon these few numericals are there, so which we will solve one by one. So on the board I have noted down one question. A uniform meter rod is balanced on a sharp knife edge at its center. A mass of 0.02 kg is suspended at 0.30 meter mark. Where should another weight of 0.05 kg be suspended so that the rod remains horizontal? Now what the question is saying, there are 2 masses in the question. Okay, one is 0.02 kg and one is 0.05 kg. 0.02 kg is at 0.30 meter mark. Now if I consider this is the fulcrum, so at 0.30 mark there is one mass, that is 0.02. Now where should be a mass of 0.05 kg should be placed so that this rod is in equilibrium, right? So this is W1, right, and this is D1, D2 we have to find, and W2 is given, right? So we know under equilibrium condition, so solution starts from here. Under equilibrium condition, clockwise moment must be equals to anti-clockwise moment, right? Clockwise moment must be equals to anti-clockwise moment. Now clockwise moment we can write here as, now you see this is the mass, but if I need to find its weight, then what we will get? W equals to mg. M is this much. So what is g? 0.05 into 9.8. Okay, this is the total force acting. Now what is the total force acting here? 0.02 into 9.8. Now why we are multiplied by 9.8? Because we know weight equals to mg. M is given in the question. Here force is not given. The unit is not in terms of Newton. So first we have to write in terms of Newton, right? So 0.02 into 9.8. 9.8 we have to multiply from our side because we know g value is 9.8, right? So clockwise moment equals to anti-clockwise moment. So clockwise moment, now F into D. Moment of force, when I say, that is what? Torque, F into D. So what is force here? 0.02 into 9.8 into 0.30 equals to anti-clockwise moment, that is 0.05 into 9.8 into x, right? X is the distance. That means force into distance equals to force into distance. So x can be written as 0.02 into 9.8 into 0.30 divided by these two terms will come down, that means 0.05 into 9.8. So 9.8 and 9.8 got cancelled. So if you solve this one, we will get 2 by 100. This point will into the 100 will be down into 30 by 100 again down. Again here 5 into 100. That means 100 and 100 got cancelled. So 10 and 10 will get cancelled here. So what will get here? 50. So here we will be getting here 2 3 is 6, 6 by 50. Therefore 6 by 50 means 0.12. So at 0.12 meter, a weight of 0.05 unit is placed. So the rod will be in equilibrium, right? So next question, a uniform meter scale is balanced at 40 centimeter mark. So you see I have drawn one meter scale here. That means meter scale is starting from 0, right, and it is ending at 100. That meter scale, when I say, that is 100 centimeter. It is balanced at 40 centimeter, so I have placed my fulcrum at 40 centimeter. When weights of 20 gram of force and 5 gram of force are suspended at 5 centimeter and 75 centimeter. So you see 20 gram of force where I have placed at 5 centimeter. So 5 centimeter is here, 0 is here, okay, and 5 gram of force I have placed at 75 centimeter. Okay, what we have to calculate? Calculate the weight of the meter scale. Now see very carefully. You see, whenever here it is mentioned that meter scale is balanced as 40 centimeter, force will place a fulcrum here. But here question is saying that we have to find the weight of the meter scale. So as it is 100 centimeter, so the weight point will be 50. So at 50 centimeter, we will be placing the weight. Let us consider weight be W. We don't know what is the weight of this meter scale, so we will place it W, right? Now you see here, as it is placed at 5 centimeter, what is the distance from the fulcrum? So here it is 40 and here it is 5, that is 40 minus 5, that is 35, right? So what is the distance between 20 gram of force, this object, and fulcrum? So that is 40 minus 5, that is 35. So between this distance is how much? 35 centimeter. Similarly, here weight of the meter scale is at 50, but what is the distance from fulcrum? Here that is 10. So distance between here it is 10 centimeter. And what is the distance of 5 gram of force from the fulcrum? So 5 gram of force, here it is 75 and this fulcrum is at 40. Therefore 75 minus 40 you will get 35, right? So 35 is the distance between fulcrum and the 5 gram of force. So under equilibrium condition, clockwise moment must be equals to anti-clockwise moment, right? I am writing in short form, but you are writing in full form. Clockwise I have written in short form. So clockwise moment equals to anti-clockwise moment. So in clockwise moment, what we have in the left hand side, what we have, you see here 20, that means force 20 GL, gram of force, okay? No need to multiply the 9.8. So 20 gram of force into 35 equals to, now in the right hand side what we have, what is the weight here? W, and what is the distance? 10. That means 10 W plus right hand side what we have, what is the weight here? 5 gram of force, and distance is what? 35. That means 5 into 35, right? So what formula we have used here? F into D, that is torque. So left hand side of fulcrum we have only one weight, that's why 20 into 35. In right hand side we have two weight, that means one is W and one is this, right? So always the distance which you are measuring, that will be always from the fulcrum, not from the midpoint. So W, so 50 minus 40, that is 10, so W into 10 plus 5 into 35, because 75 minus 40 is what? 35. So when you solve this one, we will get here 700, we will get here 10W plus 175, right? So when you subtract this one, 10W equals to 700 minus 175, that is 5 to 5, or W equals to divide by 10, you will get 52.5 gram of force. So this is our required answer, okay? So by looking this question and see the example questions of your book and try to solve the question from your exercise, right? So see you soon in my next interactive class. I will try to interact with you and ask your doubts. So if I conduct interactive class or YouTube videos, okay, in whichever mode I conduct, you prepare the notes by yourself and prepare the or practice the numerical questions, okay? See you soon.